your chapter 2 is socialism in Europe and Russian Revolution. Is your chapter 2. Its topic 1 is the age of social change. Then topic 2 is the Russian Revolution. And topic 3 is the February Revolution in Petrograd. Topic 4 is what changed after October. Then topic 5 is the global influence of the Russian Revolution and the USSR. These are 5 topics. It is the age of social change. It is totally completed. I will also give you the question and answers. Topic 2, the Russian Revolution. It is completed. I have already given you the question answers. Topic 3, the February Revolution in Petrograd. I have already completed and given you the question answers. Topic 4 and topic 5, these two topics are also completed, but question answers are left. So today I will give you the question answers of topic 4 and topic 5. Your first is topic 4. Topic 4. Question 7. This is 4 questions and answers. So your first question from topic 4 is question number 1. Write the changes came in USSR after October. Write the changes came in. It is better to tell Russia. Changes came in Russia after October. Then you have to write answer from. I will be giving you the hint. You have to write answers from page number 39, para 1 and 2. I have already completed this question. जिस समय मैं ये टॉपिक 4 पढ़ा रहा था, करीब करीब जितने टॉपिक्स थे या जो भी क्वेश्चंस मैं दूंगा वो सबका आंसर मैं बोर्ड के ऊपर लिख चुका हूँ. अगर चाहें तो उसको भी बिल्कुल आप लिख लीजिएगा, तो वो भी बिल्कुल आंसर आपका करेक्ट होगा. लेकिन तब भी एक बार मैं बता दे रहा हूँ. क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 इसमें है, राइट द चेंजेस केम इन रशिया आफ्टर अक्टूबर. तो इसमें आपको लिखना है जो पैराग्राफ जो फर्स्ट है, द बोल्शेविक्स वर टोटली अपोज टू प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी. मोस्ट इंडस्ट्री एंड बैंक्स वर नेशनलाइज्ड इन नवंबर 1970. दिस मीन दैट द गवर्नमेंट टुक ओवर ओनरशिप एंड मैनेजमेंट. Land was declared social property and peasants were allowed to seize the land of nobility. In cities, Bolsheviks enforced the partition of large houses according to family requirements. They banned the use of old titles of aristocracy. To assert the change, new uniforms were designed for army and officials. When the Soviet hat was chosen. After that, the Bolshevik party, from second paragraph, the Bolshevik party was renamed the Russian Communist Party. इतना जो फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ और जो सेकेंड पैराग्राफ का 1 से लेकर 2 पॉइंट मैक्सिमम वो काफ़ी है. सो यू विल राइट द आंसर फ्रॉम the answer for question number 1 from paragraph first and only 1 point from para 2. Then question number 2 is write about the civil war started in Russia after October. Hint me, you have to write answers from page number 40, para first and second. तो इसका भी आंसर हम लिख चुके हैं. जो भी इसमें टॉपिक्स है जो मैक्सिमम है उसका आंसर्स मैं आपको लिख चुका हूँ. तो इसलिए आप चाहें तो अगर उस आंसर को भी लिख लीजिए तो आपके लिए वो सफिशिएंट है. लेकिन उसके बाद भी एक बार बता दे रहा हूँ. When the Bolsheviks ordered land distribution, the Russian army began to break up. Soldiers, mostly peasants, wished to go home for the redistribution and deserted. Non-Bolshevik socialists, liberals, and supporters of autocracy condemned the Bolshevik uprising. Their leaders moved to South Russia and organized troops to fight the Bolsheviks, and the Bolsheviks were called as Reds. During 1918 and 1919, the Greens, that means socialist revolutionaries, and the Whites, the Whites were pro-Tsarist, controlled most of the Russian empire. That means the civil war started between the Bolsheviks, that means the Reds, the Greens, that means socialist revolutionaries, and the Whites, that means pro-Tsarist. They were backed by French, American, British, and Japanese troops. All those forces who were worried at the growth of socialism in Russia. Supporters of private property among whites took harsh steps with peasants who had seized land. Such actions led to the loss of popular support for the non-Bolsheviks. By January 1920, the Bolsheviks controlled most of the former Russian empire. तो जो मतलब पेज नंबर 40 से ही लिखना है, पेज नंबर 41 में जाने की जरूरत नहीं। तो अगर इसको आप लोग लिख लीजिएगा तो ये आंसर आपका कंप्लीट हो जाएगा। जो नेक्स्ट इज क्वेश्चन नंबर 3। इसका भी आंसर पूरा हम लिख चुके हैं आप लोगों को, लेकिन उसके बाद भी बता दे रहे हैं। पेज नंबर 42। First you write the last para, then some answers from and para। जो लास्ट पैराग्राफ है उसमें से लिखिएगा सबसे स्टार्टिंग में, उसके बाद जो सेकेंड पैराग्राफ है उसमें से लिखिएगा। तो जैसे बता दे रहे हैं इसमें क्या लिखना है। An extended schooling system developed and arrangements were made for factory workers and peasants to enter universities. Creches were established in factories for the children of women workers. Cheap public health care was provided. Model living quarters were set up for the workers. The effect of all this was uneven because government resources were limited. And in addition to that, a process of centralized planning was introduced. On the basis, 5-year plans were made. The government fixed all prices to promote industrial growth during the first 2 plans. Centralized planning led to economic growth, industrial production increased, new factory cities came into being. तो पहले आप लोग लास्ट पैराग्राफ लिख लीजिएगा, उसके बाद पैराग्राफ सेकेंड। नेक्स्ट है क्वेश्चन नंबर 4। Write about Stalinism and collectivization. Write about Stalinism and collectivization. You have to write answer from page number 44, para second, third and fourth। सेकेंड, थर्ड एंड ये तीनों में से मिलाकर आपको आंसर लिखना है। ये जो स्टेलिनिज्म एंड कलेक्टिवाइजेशन है इसका आंसर मैं लिख चुका हूँ। जो भी क्वेश्चंस मैं दे रहा हूँ सबका आंसर जब मैं पढ़ा रहा था तो उसी समय बोर्ड पे लिख दिया हूँ। तो आप चाहने से उसको भी देखकर अगर पूरा लिख लीजिएगा तो वो भी आंसर बिल्कुल करेक्ट है, आपको दिक्कत नहीं होगी। लेकिन जिनके पास वीडियो नहीं होगा, जिनको दिक्कत होगी, वो आप चाहने से इससे भी लिख सकते हैं। इसमें आप लोग को पैराग्राफ सेकेंड, थर्ड और फोर्थ तीनों में से जो पॉइंट्स है उसको निकाल कर आंसर लिखना पड़ रहा है। जैसे सेकेंड में स्टालिन हु हेडेड द पार्टी आफ्टर द डेथ ऑफ लेनिन इंट्रोड्यूस्ड इमरजेंसी मेजर्स। ही बिलीव्ड दैट rich peasants and traders in the countryside were holding stocks in the hope of higher prices. In 1928, the party members toured the grain producing areas, supervising enforced grain collections and raiding bullocks, the name for well-to-do peasants. As shortage continued, the decision was taken to collectivize farms. It was argued that grain shortages were partly due to the small size of holdings. After 1917, land had been given over to peasants. These small size peasants farms could not be modernized. To develop modern farms and run them along industrial lines, it was necessary to eliminate bullocks. So take away land from peasants and establish state-controlled large farms. What followed was Stalin's collectivization program. From 1929, the party forced all members to cultivate in collective farms. The bulk of land and implements were transferred to the ownership of collective farms. Peasants worked on the land and the kolkhoz profit was shared. Enraged peasants resisted the authorities and destroyed their livestock. Those who resisted collectivization were severely punished. Many were deported and exiled as they resisted collectivization. तो ये जो है इसमें से आप लोग सेकेंड, थर्ड और जो फोर्थ है यह इन तीनों पैराग्राफ में से निकाल के आप लोगों को लिखना पड़ेगा. तो ये था आपका टॉपिक फोर्थ. नेक्स्ट है आपका टॉपिक 5. टॉपिक 5 में सिर्फ एक ही क्वेश्चन है, इसलिए उसमें टेंशन की बात नहीं. पैरा फर्स्ट से ही आपको लिखना है, पैराग्राफ सेकंड से लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. इसमें लिखना है इन मेनी कंट्रीज कम्युनिस्ट पार्टीज वेर फॉर्म्ड लाइक द कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी ऑफ ग्रेट ब्रिटेन. द बोल्शेविक्स encouraged colonial peoples to follow their experiment. Many non-Russians from outside the USSR participated in the Conference of People of the East, and the Bolshevik founded Comintern, an international union of pro-Bolshevik socialist parties. Some received education in the USSR Communist University of the Workers of the East. By the time of the outbreak of Second World War, the USSR has given socialism a global face and world status. तो ये जो है क्वेश्चन का आंसर सिर्फ आपको फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ से ही लिखना है, किसी दूसरे पैराग्राफ से लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. तो इतना आप लोग कंप्लीट कर लीजिएगा और कंप्लीट करने के बाद जो भी आंसर है उसको आप लोग चेक करवा लीजिएगा. तो जो रशियन रिवॉल्यूशन है नेक्स्ट टाइम में एक्सरसाइज, इसके अलावा एक्सरसाइज 48 का जो एक्सरसाइज है उसको भी आप लोग कंप्लीट कर लीजिएगा। थैंक यू।